cups. The most basic way would be to pull a handle from a lump of clay. So if I wanted to make a round handle, I would start with kind of a coil, and I'm just making this coil and turning it in my hand. I would suggest basically that you don't need quite as much clay as you think you do sometimes for these handles. So I'm going to start with kind of a long coil of clay that's attached to a lump that I can just hold with my opposite hand. And so you need a bucket of water to do this. And you want to wet your hands quite well. All right, so for making a round handle, I'm going to hold my hands in kind of a round shape, and I just turn my hand, and I'm holding it, between my thumb and my forefinger. Your thumb does a lot of the work just kind of thinning the clay, and it's a lot like pulling. You want there to be enough lubrication that you're really going to slide easily along the clay, but you don't want to have a thin spot. You want to keep it fairly even and sometimes a little bit tapered. There are lots of different styles of handles that are pulled. Oftentimes people will leave a large piece of clay at the top and at the bottom, like you saw in the Linda Christensen mug that I showed you. And I'm going to show it to you again so you can notice that a little bit more. All right, so I'm just pulling kind of a long, thin handle, and it tapers slightly toward the bottom, and it thickens again. All right, Ben, be quiet. All right, so here's kind of a nice shape here. And you can let them dry like this as one possibility. I'm going to let that sit. And then another way would be to actually pull the handle from the pot. So in this instance, I took a coil and then I flattened it. This one's a little small. Let me get a little bigger piece of clay here. My hand's a little gooey. I forgot my apron, so I'm just gonna sort of hold it like this. All right, and then I'm gonna roll it into a coil, and then I'm just gonna kind of fashion it into kind of a long and skinny piece. Sometimes I kind of tap it like this and then squeeze the outside edges. It's a little stuck to my plaster here. See if I can give it another little tap. All right. And if you want to, you can make them slightly thicker where they're going to connect.